This has got to be one of the more amazing cars on the lawn today. It's a 1907 Chadwick, model 167 passenger touring. This engine has 707 cubic inches, and it can take the chassis to over 100 miles an hour in 1907. Well, Chadwick obviously didn't, as a car, survive very long, but he was very instrumental in early supercharging of race cars, and I'm told that this is the only one in existence. But what's even more amazing than that is a car which this much brass and copper and who knows what else to get it in this kind of condition. And here we have Cullen, who can tell us firsthand about it.
Yes, we spent about a week on this car, 2.5 days on the motor alone. And these are copper water jackets. It's a lot of brass. This is polished aluminum, a brass steering box, brass magneto, copper tubing everywhere, an aluminum fan. It was at a museum for about 10 years. It had been restored about 20 years prior by Mike Hemus, the world-class painter and restorer with the Mozart collection. As I said, over 20 years ago, and had since sat in a museum where upon the volunteers and the people taking care of the cars would polish the brass, and in the meantime got all kinds of residue and all the cracks and crevices. Every single screw on this car, and you can look on the car and there's tons of little screws everywhere. Every single screw had been impregnated with polish residue, so I had to take a screwdriver and take every single screw out of this car about 1/4 of an inch, take a razor blade, floss the head, take a toothbrush, scrub around it, polish the head of the screw, put it back in.
You're serious?
I'm dead serious.
Every single screw?
Almost every. Well, I certainly missed a few, I guarantee you. If you look close enough.
And you didn't count them
you'll
along
see.
the way
No, I did not.
Save your sanity.
No, I did not.
That.
No, I did not. But all these along here, every single one of these these were the worst. Every single one. You're
a master at this. How many people could look at the nth detail like you and do that? And you're dealing again with so many different metals of the day.
Yes.
And
yes. It was a lot of work, and I'll tell you, I called this the never-ending car because every time I thought I was done, I'd see other things that needed to be done, like a lot of touch-up had to be done. I didn't. Mike did most of the touch-up work, but I polished the paint. It's got some, it's an old restoration, so we did the best we could with what we had. And of course, ideally you'd want to take everything apart here to polish that properly. So I couldn't get in between here, and on the other side the oiler is just spewing. These vintage oilers are just spewing oil.
The good things.
The good things is it's a beautiful car. It's just an absolute stud of a car. It runs really well. Every detail of this thing is just, it's been one of my favorite cars that I've worked on. I don't do a lot of work with early cars, so this was a great experience.
Well, standing here, it looks so gleaming. The sun is starting to come out, and this car is starting to just radiate.
I hope so.
I think maybe you're one of the more critical people around. Because
well,
this is amazing piece.
You turn me loose, I could spend another week on it. I mean, we took the horn off. We took everything that could come off came off. But it was a great car.
This is a kind of while it wasn't original, it had been restored, but a preservation detailing of
preservation of a restoration.
Yeah,
kind of a class by itself. I see along the field there's a lot of older restorations, so perhaps people are beginning to respect older work, and I hope that's the case because everybody knows how much it costs to restore a car and the time, and every time you restore a car, you're taking it apart and you don't know if everything's exactly the way it was, and
you're once more removed from its originality every time, and I think we should cherish the originality.
Yes. Absolutely.
Maybe more than mere trophies.
Yes,
sometimes,
absolutely. They need to be cleaned, and that's about it. And leather, of course. You have to take really good care of the leather. That's one of the critical things that you need to do with a preservation car. But and basic care of the paint. But aside from that,
Colin, that's awesome. We
all right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
We'll catch you on another car.
Yes, sure.